Hey everyone, Bryan here, and today we're going to talk about the blues scale. So I'm sure you might have learned some other scales along the way, maybe your major, your minor, definitely your pentatonic, I hope. And the next one that we're going to look at is the blues scale. The blues scale is one that's a great one to use over rock solos, rock improvising, blues songs, blues improvising, even country uses it. Really has a cool additional note that makes it sound bluesy. So it's all really based around a scale that you should know already, the pentatonic, the minor pentatonic. And if we have that, we're simply going to be adding one note to that scale. So let's look at our pentatonic, make sure we got that down first. We're going to do it in the key of A, that's 5th fret of the low E string, that's our A. 8th fret of the low E, 5th fret of the A, 7th fret of the A, 5th fret of the D, 7th fret of the D, 5th fret of the G, 7th fret of the G, 5th fret of the B, 8th fret of the B, 5th fret of the E, 8th fret of the E. That's our pentatonic, our minor pentatonic, A minor pentatonic. Okay, so we have that down. Here's going to be the little switch we're going to do to make it become the blues scale. As you walk it, 5, 8, next string A, 5, here's the blues note. We're going to add in this 6th fret of the A string. And then to the 7. So those are both in there. Okay, so it's one new note added in our A string there. You can already hear that really cool blues sound on there. Okay, so now our scale goes another octave. So we have to add that same blues note in somewhere else down the line here. So what we're going to do is keep going in our scale. Our minor pentatonic, 5-7 on the D, 5-7 on the G, but here's it is again. 8th fret of the G string. That's the other location of that note. Okay? And the rest of the scale is the same as the minor pentatonic, 5-8, 5-8. So all together. And that is our blues scale. And you can see how closely related it is to the minor pentatonic. It's just adding in that extra note. Now, I just want to talk about that extra note for a second. What is that extra note? Why does it sound so cool and bluesy? That note is what's referred to as the tritone, or it could be looked at number-wise as the flatted 5th or sharped 4th of the scale. I know it seems a little deep, but basically if you were to look at your scale and you were to say A, B, C, D, E, the 5th is the E. When you flat the E, it becomes an E flat. So that note is an E flat. The reason why I said it could be a sharped 4 is if you count A, B, C, D, and you sharp the D, it's the same note. So D sharp and E flat are the same. But this idea of the flatted 5th, or what they call the tritone, gives us that kind of bluesy sound, that dark quality. Very dissonant, actually. A lot of tension in that note. And that's what gives us that blues sound. It's a great one to incorporate in your soloing when used the right way. Now, one recommendation I want to give you when putting the blues note and the blues scale into play, that note usually is not hung out on. What I mean is, we usually don't land on that one and hang out there. It's really designed to be more of a passing tone, meaning you'll kind of play around it and then hit it and move on past it. We don't really want to hang on the blues note for 4 beats. It has kind of, again, too much tension to the key usually. So if I had my band playing an A behind me and I hit that blues note and just kept hitting it, it's a little awkward sounding, a little tense sounding, which we want sometimes. Music is made of tension and release. But when we use the blues scale, it's great to just use it and pass through it, use some of the other tones in the scale to hang out and sustain on. So for example, I might go like this. So I really landed and focused around the note that's in the scale, but you heard my pinky. See me really walking through that. So again, a little rule of thumb is you usually don't want to, when you're improvising, land on that blues note and really hold it and sustain on it too much. Could cause a little awkward sound. It's great to pass through with on that. So when you're using the blues scale, You can use this in any position. I used it in A, but if you shift it up to B, it's still located in the same spot. It's completely movable. Again, you can use that in any spot there. So have some fun taking advantage of the blues scale. Use it in your improvising. Play it over a 12-bar blues. You can put on a backing track from YouTube and type in G blues. Get to the G note, root note on your scale, and run that blues and have some fun creating over the top of it using that 12-bar blues and the blues scale.